Are social situations your worst nightmare? Is the thought of being in a social situation enough to make your palms sweaty, enough to get your heart racing? If that's the case, then do not worry, you are not alone. Social anxiety is something that seems to be becoming more and more popular these days. I have messages from people every single week about how to deal with being in different situations. Now, everybody has different levels, and also people have different goals and aspirations. Some people want to speak in front of thousands of people. Some people just want to be able to answer the phone comfortably. So what is social anxiety? Social anxiety, like I said, lots of different levels. You could be worrying about opening the door to the postman and having to speak to a stranger. Could even be worried about talking to a family member. More commonly, it's being out and about, perhaps in bar situations or cafes or clubs or bookshops, wherever it may be, just coming across strangers in general and having to converse and talk openly really terrifies people. It puts a fear inside them. And like I said, if this is you, then you're certainly not alone. There was a time in my life where I was really worried about speaking to people, and I managed to overcome it by using some and more of these techniques. And in the end, I ended up using hypnotherapy as well. This is what got me into all this in the first place. So today I wanted to talk about some things that you can actually do yourself without any help from anybody else to be able to get yourself through social anxiety. So the first one, now this is the answer to everything. It really is. Visualization. This is the key to everything. Because if you can picture yourself doing something in a way that you would like to do it, then you really can make it happen like that. Because if you can picture it, you can make it real. Whatever your mind can conceive, your mind can achieve. And this is completely true. So you can visualize yourself in the future, perhaps. Let's say, for example, you're nervous about speaking to people in a bar situation. You can picture yourself in a particular bar, perhaps one that's local to you, speaking to a particular group of people, maybe the people that you've got in your mind, and doing it in a way that you really are confident and happy without any anxiety at all. Now, the more you do that, the more you're training your subconscious mind how to do it. So when it comes to the live, real situation in real time, you'll find it a lot easier, and you'll find that those nerves tend to disappear. But this takes some practice. Also, you can visualize yourself in situations that perhaps you didn't deal with so well in the past, but doing them in ways that you really feel brilliant and relaxed and confident, therefore teaching your subconscious mind that these things in the past that perhaps you're a bit worried about, they're gone. All right, you desensitize yourself and you teach your subconscious mind about how you want to remember these events. And the more you do this, the more you make it real. Affirmations. Affirmations are basically phrases that can change your belief system in a moment. So if you are, let's say, going out for a meal tonight with somebody or some people and you're nervous about it, you can say things like, I am not nervous about tonight. I am excited about tonight. Tonight is going to be amazing. Tonight I will excel. And you can use your imagination to create lots of different affirmations around the situations that you're involved in. So you personalize them and you say them with belief. You see my body, but my physiology change as I say it. My shoulders are back, my chest's out, and you really believe it. I can do this. And you feel it. I can. You don't just say, I can do this. I can do this. It's like when you're in the gym and just picking up a weight like this. You have to do everything in a way that makes it powerful, with intent. I can do this. All right, so these are affirmations, absolutely fantastic to use for everything, again, like visualizations. These cover all sorts. In fact, let's have a look. Do they all, in fact? Because I use visualization for pretty much everything. It's so powerful. Affirmations for everything. Practice, obviously practice for everything. But when I say practice, I don't mean so much these. This is separate. Obviously, you're going to practice those. Practice in the mirror. Practice if you want to speak to 1,000 people with a few people, and then practice with a few more people. Practice by yourself, first of all. Use a camera, record yourself and watch yourself. I know it's agonizing to do that. I hate seeing myself on cameras and I hate listening to my voice, believe it or not. I'm used to it a little bit more now, but it's not my favorite thing to do. It's nobody's, trust me. So watch it to actually see and be a good critique to yourself. And then before you know it, you can do it. Next one is break your comfort zone. So basically do something out of the ordinary to give yourself confidence. Now, what I sometimes recommend people do is volunteer to help people. So it could be anything. It could be volunteer to help the elderly neighbour next door. It could be babysitting for a couple's children. It could be anything. It could be walking somebody's dog and perhaps walking a few people's dog, but doing things that give you a little bit of confidence, and therefore you build on that confidence, and then before you know it, you don't have social anxiety anymore. And this is what it's all about, dipping your toe in the water and getting yourself to the place you need to be. Next one, sticky label. Now, a very good friend of mine, the famous Peter Sage, this is part of what he teaches, and it's it's amazing because sticky label, basically, my sticky label right now is hypnotherapist. Now, it didn't used to be. It used to be anxiety sufferer, okay? And that was my label. And it was my label, and I had it, and I couldn't get rid of it until I realized I could. Because quite often, social anxiety, anxiety and general anxiety, whatever it is, it's temporary. That's not who anyone is. This is temporary. It's just a visitor, an unwanted guest. The wolf at the door, it's not real. It feels real, and you have to realize that we can get rid of it, just like any thoughts, just like happy thoughts. You could be so happy, and then all of a sudden you get rid of those thoughts and you replace them with unhappy thoughts, and then you replace the unhappy thoughts with happy thoughts, and you can replace anxiety with not having anxiety. And so when it comes down to the sticky label, think about what your sticky label says, and think about what your sticky label in your mind that you really want says as well, and then rip this one off and put the other one on. All right, because we can be anything we want in this life. We really can. When you put your mind to it and you make a decision, if you can picture who you really want to be, if you can picture how you look and how you act, being the person that you want to be, you can do it. But think about it. To be the person you want to be, picture this person and how do they live their life compared to how you live your life? How do they treat people differently than you treat people right now? How do they treat themselves differently to how you treat yourself right now? How do they look at the world? They look at the world as a scary place, a negative place, a horrible place, or do they look at the place as a positive place, a giving place, a happy place? You see where I'm coming from? You have to take yourself out of your shoes and put yourself in the shoes of the person you want to be, and simply work out what their morals, their values, their goals, their aspirations are, and make them yours, and you will be that person. And this will be a thing of the past. I guarantee it. Well, I do hope you've enjoyed the video today. If you did, please subscribe and please share, and please put any comments below if you want to add anything to this. There's loads more we could talk about. It's a reasonably short video. Any comments of how you've managed to get over social anxiety, or any questions about any of these things if you want a little bit more detail. So I hope you have enjoyed it. Thank you so much from all of us here at New Mindset Hypnotherapy, and I'll hope to see you in the next video.